Good morning, I'm Judge Carter. This is courtroom 1, session 1. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Good morning, Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Good morning, Edith Bush for the Office of the State Attorney.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Augustine Camacho.
Mr. Camacho, you're here in 20 MM 1274. You were arrested for disorderly conduct at a public establishment. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Camacho?
Your Honor, based on the facts of the matter and the fact that there is a victim business, the state's not going to convey an offer this morning. It was a business that the throwing of the item was against. And based on the notes within the victim wants to have input, Your Honor, wants to proceed with prosecution.
Do I tell her what? Do I push it? No. Oh.
All right. All right, Mr. Camacho, I'm going to say your bond at $500. You're not to return to the Papa John's and you're not to possess any weapons or any firearms, sir.
Yes, ma'am. And another thing,
Yes, sir.
I would like to fire my public defender because I'm going to get my own lawyer that's sitting back in Fort Myers.
That's fine. So when you hire, I'll leave the public defender on, but when you hire your lawyer, they'll file a motion that will discharge the public defender.
Okay, okay.
Okay?
No
Thank you,
problem.
sir.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Sir, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Daniel Wilson.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you are here in 20 CF 266. You were arrested for felony battery. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with Natasha Gray. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms, sir. You're not to return to extra space storage, and your bond is $2,500. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Your Honor, Ray Lamar refused.
Ms. Hanley, do you want to talk to Mr. Lamar, or you want me to just do his IA?
Yeah, no, we can do his IA.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to appoint your office to represent him in 20 MM 1306. He was arrested for trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. He's not to return to the link station and to abide by the trespass warning. I'm going to set his bond. At $500. I'm not going to take any action on his out on bond cases. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. How you doing?
Good, sir. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Joseph Dinkins.
Mr. Dinkins, you're here in 20 CF 2238. You were arrested for possession of synthetic cannabinoids. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. There's probable cause for that, as well as disorderly conduct in 20 MO 270. Sir, you're not to possess or consume any controlled substances or illegal substances without a valid prescription. I am going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail to provide them with good contact information for you, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome,
Hey,
sir.
I got a question.
Yes,
I
sir.
am homeless,
Yeah.
so where's the best place being homeless to be able to contact my lawyer?
So you can show
Because my
up.
phone and everything's
Okay.
been stolen since
What-
I've been on the street.
So here's what I would recommend for you to do, sir,
Okay.
okay? So when you are released, you can go downtown to the courthouse complex. So the public defender's office, if you're looking at the courthouse from Orange Avenue, do you know where that is?
Yeah.
Okay. On the left-hand side is the public defender's office.
Okay.
They're on the 4th floor. Okay? And you can leave them, I don't know if you're gonna stay at the Coalition, if you're going to stay, where you're gonna stay, but you can also get a general delivery address, and you can check that at the post office downtown as well.
I also got a question. Who is my public defender? What's his name?
Well, they haven't assigned that at the present time, so you're gonna wanna go down there to the office, check in with them. Now, here's the catch, though. If you don't do any of those things and you don't show up for court, there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest, and it's not gonna have a bond.
I don't want that. The thing is I know I got a drug problem, ma'am, and I really need some drug help. I need a program or something. I got paperwork where I've tried to get in the recovery program and stuff like that. I got kicked out of Teen Challenge. I tried to get in a recovery program. My bipolar, my ADHD is preventing me from getting anything I need to get done. I'm trying to get in men's residential right now. I know I
Okay.
have a problem.
Sure.
And I'm trying to address it the best way I can. I just don't know. I don't have the capable ability of
I understand.
of a list of places that can help me out.
I understand. So when you go down to the public defender's office, they also have a social work program that is within the office that they can maybe help you with. Also, I think that the Salvation Army downtown, they have a men's substance abuse program there as well. But those are two options that you can start with.
Right. Will I get in trouble after I talk to the lawyer and I sign myself for men's residential? I put myself in a drug rehab?
No, as long as they know where you are.
Okay, all right.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
You too, sir. Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Latoya Sade Gully.
Ms. Gullins, ma'am, you are here in 20 CF 2230. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender, ma'am. Your bond on count 1 is 1,000. Your bond on count 2 is 500.
I was 1,000 and I was smoking the shit.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but that's what your bond is. You have 12 failures to appear. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Gullins. We're finished.
That's bullshit.
Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you Ms. Mack?
Yes,
All right, Ms. Mack, you're here in 20 CF 2208. You were arrested for burglary of a structure and criminal mischief. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to 1633 29th Street Points.
I have my TV there and all my things still. If I was to call the cops and then have them escort my stuff, would that be okay?
Yes, ma'am. You may return to the residence one time with law enforcement. If you show up
Okay.
without the police,
Okay.
it'll be a violation of the order. Your bond on count 1 is 3,500. Your bond on count 2 is 100.
Can't,
Thank you.
Yana, would you consider reducing count 1?
Ms. Mack, you have 11 failures to appear.
No, I don't.
Well, that's what this says, so that's
For
what I have
real?
to base it off of. So I have concerns about you coming back to court.
No, I only had one failure to appear one time before. That was it.
Well, ma'am, I'm keeping the bond as set. Thank you.
Okay. I know, it's, if she don't, somebody else will.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Tell me your name, please.
James Ragland III.
Mr. Ragland, this is 20 CF 2216. You were arrested for possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, resisting officer without violence, providing false ID to law enforcement, and open container.
Yes, ma'am.
There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, you also have 19 MM 6022. You failed to appear for a petty theft offense. The bond is 500. Is there an offer for Mr. Ragland on the petty theft matter?
Your Honor, if I may have just one moment.
Sure.
I'm going to pull the case. I had not intended to entertain an offer because of the new law case, but I will look at it and see.
Okay.
Your Honor, the state's offer would be an adjudication, 15 days, no return to the Walmart, abide by all trespass warnings, and no contact with any witnesses. And I need to double check this cost of investigation, Your Honor.
Okay.
There is a cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department.
How many days does Mr. Ragland have? I'll look that up now. Thank you. How many? 4?
Yeah, he has a total of 4.
Okay.
Credit for 4.
And there is a cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $109.74.
Okay. Did you want to accept that offer, Mr. Ragland? You do have a bond on the case.
Like I said, I got
And, Your Honor, Mr. Ragland is going to accept the offer and plead no contest.
Sure. Mr. Ragland, did you have a chance to review the plea form before court this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
All right. Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 15 days in the county jail. You've got credit for 4 days' time served. You will have to pay court costs, which will be due by February 18th of 2021. You're not to return to the Walmart, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. The new case, bond on count 1 is going to be $1,000, bond on count 2, 100, bond on count 3, 100, bond on count 4, 100.
And Your Honor, did the court order the cost of investigation?
Thank you, Ms. Bush. Mr. Ragland, in addition to the court costs, it will include $109.74 to the Orlando Police Department, and that's the cost of investigation on the petty theft matter. Okay, thank you, sir.
Your Honor, did you stay the bond on count 1?
No, 1,000.
Thank you.
Ma'am, good morning.
No, I don't like white people.
Are you Miss Harris?
Yes, Amy J. Carr.
Yes, ma'am, good morning. This is case number 20MO272. You were arrested for state misdemeanors. Was there an offer for Ms. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication of guilt, 5 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, and court costs.
Ms. Harris, did you want to accept that offer from the state? And I'll appoint the public defender as well.
Wait a minute, what minute? Yeah, wait a minute, slow in, what, wait a minute? What, it's again, I'm J. Carter.
Yes, ma'am. So your bond is set at $500, I'm sorry, it's actually set at $250. Or you can accept the state's offer and
Right.
resolve your case today. You'd have to stay 2 more days. It's up to you.
To. Where will I be housed at? Cause I'm gonna be in Eldon.
Well, I don't know. That's not my, I don't do the
Over my old
classifications.
kids, boy, yeah.
So do you want to go ahead and resolve the case, or do you want to post your bond, ma'am?
My bond is 250.
$250.
Man.
Ma'am, I understand.
I just resolve it, take time, man.
Okay.
Everything for me and take your T-A-J.
Ms. Harris, I'll need you to review the plea form and sign it for me, please.
But I didn't know people you you gonna get over like that. Oh, I wipe me. See how on the left. And it's man, I'm gonna get with these. When is that? What is that? 9 o'clock. What is today's date? I looked at me and said, "Every stage Joe."
Miss Harris?
Thursday. I see the brand on that left. Hey, Thursday, man, what's today's date?
Today is February 18th,
Okay.
all right? So you'll be out February 20th. 2 more days.
Okay. Where's I'm gonna get housed at? I want me to know.
I don't know that.
No,
for sure,
hell
ma'am.
on that.
But ma'am, listen to me. I need you to focus a little bit.
Okay.
Do you want to resolve your case? If you do, we need to get through it. So did you sign the plea form?
Let's have a sign. Take now a sign. Yes, and then I'm trying.
All right, Ms. Harris, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days in the county jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You cannot go back to that mobile. Do you understand? You've been trespassed from the mobile. They don't want you to come back there.
What mobile?
The mobile on Colonial.
Wait a minute, yeah, when I get out of here, the 20th of February, right?
Don't go back there, because you'll get rearrested, okay?
Oh, I'm not.
All right, all right, ma'am. You'll have to pay court costs. Those are due by February 18th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence, ma'am. Thank you very much.
I still down here on the 20th.
Yes, ma'am. She had 2 days. So she got 5 days. Credit for 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Marco Cannon. Your Honor.
Mr. Cannon, sir, you are here in case number 20MM1315. You were arrested for petty theft, sir. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Cannon?
Yes, Your Honor, it would be an adjudication of guilt, 10 days Orange County Jail, no contact with witnesses, no return to the scene, and I'm looking to see if the chips and dip were recovered. Yes, and abide by any trespass warnings and court costs. For the record, he does have multiple thefts that he has pled to this year, so this may not be in his best interest.
And the offer you said is an adjudication guilt, 10 days, no contact with witnesses, no return to the scene, abide by trespass warnings and court costs.
And on the other hand,
That's it right here.
Your Honor, Mr. Cannon wants to accept the offer and plead no contest.
Okay. Mr. Cannon, did you read the plea form before court this morning?
The what?
Did you read the plea form before court?
I don't know. That's the rights I thought, but
It is, yes. It's also called the plea form.
Okay, yes, I have.
You did, okay. Did you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir.
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Sir, are you on probation?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
Nope.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 days in the county jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You're not to have any contact with any of the witnesses. You're not to return to Walgreens. You'll have to pay court costs due by February 18th of 2021. And you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
I have 2 days to what?
You have 30 days to appeal.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hey,
Tell me your name.
how are you? I'm Diana Valadares.
Ma'am, you are here in case number 20MM1322. You were arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia in open container. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Ms. Valadares?
yes, Your Honor. And does the court have a second case, a municipal ordinance violation as well?
I have the open container and the possession of drug paraphernalia,
Yes, Your
20
Honor.
MO 274 and 20 MM1322.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The state's offer would be an adjudication of guilt, 7 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, and court costs, Your Honor.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Your Honor, Ms. Valdez is going to accept the offer and plead no contest.
Okay. Ma'am, did you read the plea form before you signed it? Did you read the plea form this morning?
Yeah, I read it.
Yes, okay. Did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up on the form?
No, I don't have no questions.
Are you on probation?
No.
All right. Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, I understand.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
Yeah, I understand. I'm just a little bit confused about what you just said about the deportation and not being an American citizen. I just didn't understand that.
Do you want to ask a question about it?
No, I understand it. I just didn't understand.
So what I'm telling you is if you are not a U.S. citizen, then entering a
No,
plea.
I am a U.S. citizen.
Okay, all right. Do you have any other questions, ma'am?
No.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea in both cases, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 7 days. You've got credit for 2 days. Those will run concurrent to one another. You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by February 18th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Ma'am? I'm Robert Hendricks.
Mr. Hendricks, sir, you're here in 20 CF 2145. You were arrested for first-degree arson and 5 counts of attempted first-degree murder. There is probable cause, sir. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with any of the witnesses in this case. You are not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with any of the victims in this in this case, sir.
Ma'am, I'm not guilty of
Okay,
this.
thank you,
I
sir.
am not guilty.
Okay, I don't want you to talk to me about that today, though, okay? You can talk to your lawyer about that, but I'm not saying that you are.
Why do I have to be arrested? I ain't getting nothing.
All right, Mr. Hendricks, you have to let me talk, okay? I understand that you're upset, but you have to let me set your conditions of release in your bond, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so, bond on count 1 is going to be $25,000. Bond on count 2 is going to be $50,000. Bond on count 3 is $25,000. Bond on count 4 is going to be $150. Bond on count 6 is $150. I am revoking the bond in 19 CF 13064. That will be set at none. Ms. Haling's going to give you a contact sheet, sir, with the name of your lawyer and the contact information. You need to reach out to them, okay? Thank you,
I
Mr.
get out
Hendricks.
of jail?
They have to file a motion, sir.
What are you talking about?
Take that with you, come on.
And Your Honor,
What are you talking about?
1, that was 25,000. I apologize.
Okay. 25 on count 1, 50 on count 2, 25 on count 3, and then subsidiaries on 4 through 6.
Thank you.
Board. Step right up front.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Iris Brown.
Mr. Brown, you're here in 20 CF 2221. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy and possession of a grocery cart or dairy case. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Going to set your bond on count 1 at 500, your bond on count 2 at 100, and I'm not taking any action on the out on bond case. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
Your name?
Mr. Joshua A. Gordon Sr.
Mr. Gordon. How about Mr. Casita?
He refused to attend, Your Honor.
All right, I'll take care of that in a second. Mr. Gordon, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Gordon, you're here in 20 CF 2226. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied structure and criminal mischief greater than $1,000. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
But that's a negative, ma'am.
Pardon me?
That's a negative. The property there is my property.
Mr. Gordon, I understand. I read the police report, so I understand what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am.
But I can't take care of that today. You're gonna have to go back to court to dispute that, sir. And that's something you're gonna wanna talk to your lawyer about, and I don't know if there's a civil issue there as well. So you're gonna wanna talk to someone about what you're telling me, okay? But today I'm gonna order that you're not allowed to go back there. You're not to return to 5602 Astoria Place. You're not to have any contact with Matthew Meridian. If you have things on the property, sir, you can go back one time with the police to get your belongings. But you have to go with the police, otherwise it's a violation of the order.
Can I speak? Can I speak one? But I contacted the police before, and they told me they don't know the people them that is doing that. That is my property, and they don't have no keys. The key to be on top of the door.
So it's not something that I'm gonna be able to help you with. You're gonna have to talk to your lawyer about that. But am I clear in that you're not to go back there without the police one time to get your things?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon. Your bond on count 1, sir, is going to be $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is 100. Thank you. All right, this is 19 CF 3630. I'm finding a waiver of Mr. Casita's appearance based upon his refusal to come to court, and also in 19 CF 13021, his bonds are set at none as he failed to appear. I will appoint the public defender if they were not previously appointed. Good morning.
Morning.
Are you Mr. Green?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Green, this is 20 CF 2225. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You also have 20 MO 271, which is an open container. There's also probable cause for that offense, sir. All right, Mr. Green, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from here so that they have good contact information for you so that you do not miss your next court date.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Kevin, he refused, Your Honor.
All right. I found a waiver of Mr. Heath's appearance in 20 CF 2186. He was arrested for possession of heroin, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting officer without violence. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender, and I'll stay the bond as to each count. good morning. Your name?
Omari Hickson.
Mr. Hickson, sir, you are here in 20 CF 2078. You were arrested for 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder with a firearm, shooting or throwing a missile into a dwelling or structure, and trespass in an occupied structure. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Ms. Bush, is it correct that counts 1 and 2 are PBLs because of the
Yes.
firearm enhancement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you want to be heard with it with respect to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would ask the court to take into consideration the facts contained within the affidavit for the custody order that the state provided the court and defense counsel this morning. And the state would ask the court to take into consideration the facts that are provided by identifiable witnesses, some of which were eyewitnesses. And the state would ask the court to find that proof is evident or presumption is great that Mr. Hickson is the individual that is identified in that affidavit. The state is asking the court at this time to hold him at no bond as to counts 1 and 2, Your Honor.
Ms. Haling?
Your Honor, we defer to the court.
All right. Mr. Hickson, the state has met their burden at this time to establish, based upon the information contained in the affidavit for custody order, that there is proof evident or presumption great. Bond on counts 1 and 2 will be set at none. Bond on count 3 will be $5,000. Bond on count 4 will be $500. You are not to return to the scene. You are not to have any contact with any of the witnesses or victims in this matter. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Morning, Nina.
Are you Miss Lubin?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 20 CF 2209. You were arrested for burglary of a structure and criminal mischief. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with the victim. Bond on count 1 is $3,500. Bond on count 2 is $100. I am revoking the bond in 19 CF 16583. That will be set at none, ma'am. Thank you.
Renora Powell, his behavior, Your Honor.
All right, I'm finding a waiver of Mr. Powell's appearance based upon his behavior and inability to attend court. In 20 CF 2228, he was arrested for possession of cocaine, trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause for those offenses. He's not to return to the scene. Bond on count 1 is $1,000. Bond on count 2 is $100. Yes, public defender is appointed on that case. Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you Mr. Rooks?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rooks, sir, you are here in 20 CF 2227. You were arrested for petty theft with 2 prior convictions. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to the Walmart, and I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact the public defender's office within 24 hours of your release so that you can provide them with good contact information and that you do not miss your next court date, sir. Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Melvin Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here in 20 CF 2231. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Smith, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail to provide them with good contact information. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Earl Tullis.
Mr. Tullis, sir, you're here in 20 CF 2240. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, possession of drug paraphernalia, and trespass in an occupied structure. There's probable cause, sir. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the Supercoin laundromat. I'm going to set your bond at $500 on count 1, $100 on count 2, $100 on 3, $100 on 4, and I am not going to take any action on the out on bond case. Thank you, sir.
Which ones? I want two songs.
Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Kiara Wilkerson.
Miss Wilkerson, this is 20 CF 2204. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for aggravated battery with a motor vehicle. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $5,000, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to have any contact with the victim, Stephen Watts.
Yes, ma'am.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You Mr. Mosley?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you're here in 20 MO 273. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. There's
ma'am.
probable cause, sir. Did you want a lawyer to help you with your case this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender then. Ms. Bush, was there an offer for Mr. Mosley?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 4 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served.
Did you want to accept that offer, Mr.
Yes,
Mosley?
ma'am.
Sir, did you read the plea form before court this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving
No,
up?
ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability
No, ma'am.
to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir. I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the county jail. You've got credit for 2 days time served. You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by February 18th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Sir, tell me your name.
Ronnie Allen Edge.
Mr. Edge, sir, you were here in 20 CO 161. You were arrested for soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Edge?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 4 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served.
Mr. Edge, did you want to accept that offer?
I will.
All right, I'll just need you to sign the plea form, please. Mr. Edge, did you have a chance to read the plea form before court this morning?
I did.
All right, sir, did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the county jail. You have credit for 4 days' time served. You will have to pay court costs, which will be due by February 18th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
And Your Honor, it's 2 days credit time served.
What did I say? 4? I'm sorry, Mr. Edge, I misspoke. You are being sentenced to 4 days and you have credit for 2. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Are you Mr. Heiss?
Yes, ma'am. Gregory Allen House.
All right, Mr. Heiss, this is 20 MM 1305. You were arrested for loitering or prowling. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Heiss?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Haling, did he want to resolve his case today? Pardon me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll need you to sign the plea form, please. Mr. Heiss, did you read the plea form, sir, before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up?
No, Your Honor, no, no.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the county jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You're not to return to the TGI Fridays or to the Doubletree Inn. You're going to have to pay court costs, which will be due by February 18th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Does that mean, excuse me, does that mean time served today?
No, you go home tomorrow.
Be tomorrow?
Yep.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Dominique McNair.
Ma'am, you're here in 20 MM 1313. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Ms. McNutt?
Yeah, Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Sure.
Your Honor, if I may have a moment, I'm looking at one of the out on release cases, Your Honor.
Sure.
a different spelling on the release case.
Your Honor, the state's offer is a global offer to include the out on bond trespass in 19 MM 9809.
Okay.
The state's offer is 10 days. She has credit in this one for 2, and in the out on bond case, she has credit for 3. It's no return to the scene, abide by trespass warning, and no contact with any witnesses.
So, Ms. McNaught, my issue is this. The other out on bond case, it's a battery case from the Supercoin laundromat. And then the Supercoin laundromat is where you were arrested for being at yesterday.
Yes,
So you're,
ma'am.
I don't want you to tell, I'm explaining something. You are not supposed to be there.
And Your Honor, the state missed that one altogether.
I mean, I'll accept Ms. McNutt's plea today. But ma'am, if you are rearrested and you are in this court for any reason, and you have been back to that laundromat, I'm revoking all of your out on bond cases. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have been trespassed from there. You have been court ordered not to go there. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I need you to sign the plea form, please. Ms. McNutt, when someone tells you you have to leave the property, you just need to leave. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read the plea form?
I read the plea form.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights?
Yeah, no, I don't have no questions.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court
No,
today?
ma'am.
I'm going to accept your plea in 2019 MM 9809 and 20 MM 1313. You're not to return to the Caribbean market. You're not to return to the Supercoin laundromat. You are going to have to pay court costs in each case. Those will be due by February 18th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So when do I go home?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 10 days?
10 days.
Ma'am, you were sentenced to 10 days on the MM 617. She has 3 days?
Yes.
You have credit for 3 days, and on the new case that you just pled to today, you are being sentenced to 10 days. You have credit for 2. They'll run concurrent to one another. So you have 7 days left, or 8 days left.
30?
Your Honor,
Huh?
she has 3 days on the 19 MM 9809.
That's what
I'm
the
sorry,
court meant.
that's what I meant to say.
AO is the battery.
Correct, and I'm not taking any action on that. But she has the 3 days on the 9809.
7 days. All right, thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name, please.
Michael Newton.
Mr. Newton, you're here in 20 MM 150. You were arrested for petty theft with a prior conviction. All right, I find probable cause for petty theft. Ms. Bush, was there an offer for Mr. Newton?
Your Honor, I may Due to the enhanceability of this, the state is not going to convey an offer at this time.
Okay. Mr. Newton, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. You're not to return to the ABC store.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release. They're going to give you a court date when you leave the jail. You must appear at that court date. Otherwise, there's going to be a warrant issued for your arrest, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Terrence Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, this is 20 MM 1321. You were arrested for petty theft.
Yeah.
There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. He doesn't have any criminal history. I'm going to release Mr. Rogers on his own recognizance, sir. You might want to talk to your lawyer about what options are available to you to resolve your case at another day. They're going to give you a court date when you leave the jail. Make sure you appear at that court date, otherwise a warrant will be issued for your arrest. You need to contact their office within 24 hours of your release. Did I say you can't return to the Walmart? Thank you.
Mr. Vega is Spanish interpreter.
Oh, Jill must have pulled that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Mario Jermaine Lewis.
And what about Mr., did you say Sapio?
He's on the wall, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Who's this gentleman?
Out of county.
Mario Lewis.
I had him in the second session.
What?
I had him in the second session.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes, it's the out-of-county warrant.
Okay, I just don't have it with me. Okay.
We'll bring him back second.
All right, Mr. Lewis, I just don't have your paperwork, so we'll see you in just a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. Unless I can just, you don't have to be there? Okay. Good morning, sir.
Morning, ma'am.
You're Mr. Sapio?
Tapio.
Sapio, thank you. Mr. Sapio, you have an out-of-county warrant from Broward County, sir. The bond is set at none. Broward County will come and pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get to first appearance there.
Okay, what
Okay.
about what about here?
Your Honor, it appears from the
Your
face.
Honor, I believe that this was reset to allow our office, or not my office, to allow corrections to contact Broward because they failed to pick him
Come
up.
get him, I see, okay. So where are we at on that?
Looks like the last time we spoke to them was on the 16th, and they did say they were coming, or they acknowledged that he was ready, and we still have not made pickup arrangements, and they were spoken to the first time on the 10th.
I've been here since the 10th.
And, Your Honor, the state would say if they have acknowledged and they said that they are going to pick him up as of the 16th, today is the 18th, the state would ask that the court allow them to pick him up within.
But they haven't
from
made
the
any
16th to the-
arrangements to come get him, right? Normally, they'll say, we're gonna be there on this day, or what am I missing?
And, Your Honor, it's just in an abundance of caution since the statement was that they acknowledged and said that they were going to pick him up. The state is just asking the court
I
to
understand.
allow a reset for
Their
tomorrow.
last communication with us on the 16th said that their transportation unit will contact our agency with a pickup date and time within 5 business days.
Okay. What did they say the first time that they were
The
contacted?
first time on the 10th. They just acknowledged.
They didn't say, we're gonna come get him? So what day was the 16th? Sunday?
Yeah, yes. That would be Sunday.
All right, so in fairness to Broward County, sir, they did state that they would come get you within 5 business days or make arrangements to come get you within 5 business days. I'm going to give them that time. I'll let them have until Friday to make arrangements to come pick you up. If I haven't heard anything from them and there's no arrangements made, I will see you on Friday and we'll revisit the issue. Okay?
Okay.
I think that that's fair since they said that they were going to do that. All right? All right, thank you.
Your Honor, before we move on to the add-on docket, the state's going to need a moment or two.
Sure.
Thank you.
Is that Mr. Collins here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Butch, did you say you were ready?
Yes.
You did,
Your Honor.
okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
And the state will be objecting to the
Okay,
granting
thank you.
petition.
This is 20 756. You're Mr. Collins?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Ms. Haling, go ahead.
Your Honor, I'll take some testimony from Mr. Collins.
Sure. Could we have him sworn in?
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Mr. Collins, how long have you lived here in Orlando?
My whole life.
Okay, do you have any family members that live here as well?
My sister and my mom.
Okay, have you reached out to either your sister or your mom to help you with your bond?
I reached out to both of them, and they don't have the money right now to help me out.
Have you also made an attempt to contact the bail bondsman?
I contacted the bondsman, but I was bonded out before, and I guess I still had a balance with him. I wasn't aware of that. It was something I just found out recently.
Are you currently employed?
No, ma'am.
Were you currently employed prior to your arrest?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a checking or a savings account?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any money?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you've made efforts. If you are released, where would you live at?
At my friend's house in Orlando, 9914.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna have him put the address on the
That's
record,
fine.
but it's within the motion.
Yes,
How would you return back to court if you're released?
He said he would take me.
Okay. Do you understand that if you are released today, that you cannot return back to the Sky Lake subdivision?
Yeah, I completely understand.
Okay, and you have no problem with that, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you also understand how important it is to attend your future court dates?
Absolutely.
Do you agree to attend all future court dates?
Absolutely.
And also to keep in contact with your attorney until your case is resolved?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, and I have no further questions. I do want to make note for the court that he has a prior failure to appear history. The last one was in 2017. We've spoken, and Mr. Collins understands that he needs to be in court until this case is resolved. No information has yet to be filed in this case. We would ask the court to release him on his own recognizances.
Okay. Ms. Bush?
Yes, Mr. Collins,
Yes, ma'am.
how long has it been since you've been unemployed?
It's been a while. About 2 years.
And over the course of the past 2 years, you have not held any job whatsoever?
I've worked for a temp agency here and there, and my friend helps me out. He has a courier service. I work with him when I can, but it hasn't been steady work, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start with the temp agency. When is the last time you worked for a temp agency?
About 3 weeks ago. Well, a little over than that. I forgot. I've been about 2 weeks before I came to jail.
About 2 weeks before you came to jail. And what kind of work do you do for temp agencies?
Warehouse work.
And what is your hourly wage?
It ranges from $9 to $10 an hour.
And when is the last time that you worked for your friend's courier service?
About 4 days before I was arrested.
So there are times that you work for the temp agency and your friend's courier service at the same time, is that correct?
Well, a temp agency is a day-by-day kind of employment, and same thing with my friend.
So when you do courier service for your friend, how much does your friend, does he charge you by the job?
Yeah, it depends. He gets a run, then it could be $5 for one run, because it's like $25 he makes, so I get $5 for helping him load and unload. It varies.
And do you have any regular monthly expenses, rent, power, anything like that?
Phone bill. I don't have any rent or nothing like that, no.
And when you live with your friend, is this the friend that has the courier service?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you be paying rent there?
I'm pretty sure, being that I'll be going there, he's probably going to have me work, and we're going to work something out with that.
And the motion says that you have 2 children.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you pay child support?
My mom has custody of them. I was paying child support, but that's paid up. I don't pay child support anymore.
And you said that you had your mother and your sister live locally?
Yes, ma'am.
And does your mother rent her home?
I believe her and her husband do.
Okay. And your sister also rents?
Yes, ma'am.
I have no further questions. Thank you, sir. I'm through with the questioning, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, at this time, the state is objecting to the granting of the motion as Mr. Collins' history he does have, even though the last was in 2017. He has failures to appear within the past 2 years. And I believe that he has a total of 4 failures to appear. He also has a history that includes burglaries. The facts of this case are indicative of possible burglary. The state would ask the court to deny the motion to release him on his own recognizance. The state has no objection if his bond is reduced, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Saling?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Collins, I'm going to grant your motion. You're not to return to the Skylake subdivision. You're not to have any contact with any of the victims or witnesses. You're to maintain contact with your attorney, and you're to attend all court dates, sir. Do you understand?
You said you're gonna grant?
I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any questions about any of the conditions I just stated?
No, ma'am. I'll have paperwork when I'm released this afternoon.
You will. They'll give you a court date, and you need to make sure you're at that court date. Otherwise, there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest, and it won't have a bond.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
All right. Are we ready to start 33-day, or do we need a moment?
Your Honor, if I may have another motion.
Sure, no problem.
May the court ask for a no contact order to actually be entered in this matter?
Do you have one?
I will do one right now if we don't have a blank one.
I mean, none of the charges are actually domestic charges.
Your Honor, his prior matters
Yeah.
that were heard yesterday, this is an add-on to those matters. Those were domestic. They all occurred at the same address. This is his baby's mother.
Right, I read it, yeah.
Yeah, but, and those other counts that were heard yesterday were domestic violence. This is just an add-on to that.
Okay.
And just so that this is, there's no confusion on the no contact, Your Honor, that's. Your Honor.
Mr. Boyd, did you have any questions at all about the no contact order, sir?
No, ma'am, but I would like to seek help
You'd
with
like to-
myself.
I'm sorry, can't hear.
I would like to seek help.
Okay. Sir, that's something that you're gonna wanna talk to your lawyer about and see what options that they may have for you.
Can't afford no lawyer.
I've appointed the public defender to represent you, sir. They have a whole department, of social workers at their office that will be able to assist you, I think. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Fred Blunt.
Mr. Blanc, you, sir, are here in case number 19 CF 520 and 19 CF 521. Sir, you failed to appear in both cases. Your bond is currently set at none. It looks like Mr. Hugo has been retained to represent you, sir. You're going to want to get in contact with him as soon as possible. All right, thank you.
Okay, so, yeah, that's it. I
Yeah.
get no bond and,
As of today, yes, the bench warrants that were issued for your arrest by the trial judges don't have a bond, so Mr. Hugo, he'll know exactly what to do, but he needs to file a bond motion in front of both of those judges to see if he can get a bond.
okay,
All right, thank you, sir.
thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Raymond John Colomet.
Mr. Colomet, this is 20 CF 2239. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling with an assault or battery and battery. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with Anthony Solano. You're not to return to the scene. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Ms. Bush, were you seeking to have Mr. Colomet held at no bond?
Your Honor, based on his lack of violent criminal history, the state is going to ask, though, however, is there a hold on Mr. Colomet?
No, there's not.
At this time, the state is not going to ask for.
All right. All right, bond on count 1 is 5,000, bond on count 2 is 100. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, your name?
Elijah Grooms.
Mr. Grooms, this is 20 CF 2233. You were arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Your bond is $1,000.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alfonso James is medical, Your Honor.
All right. We'll reset Mr. James. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Christopher Pleka.
Mr. Pletka, you're here in 20 CF 2235. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender on all your cases this morning, sir. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. I'm revoking the bonds in 19 MM 9979 and 19 CF 1576. 19 CF 15452. Those will all be set at none. You also have 20 CF 2203. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for possession of heroin, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond on count 1 is 1,000, your bond on count 2 is 150, your bond on count 3 is 100. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name?
Rick Podless, ma'am.
Mr. Podless, you're here in 20 CF 2237. You were arrested for introducing contraband into a county facility. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You also have 20 CT 1236, which is a DUI, for which there's also probable cause. Your bond in that matter, sir,
He did qualify for PTR then, Your Honor.
he does?
His fingerprints cleared, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna place you on pretrial releaser in both of your cases this morning.
What does that mean?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning. Are you Mr. Ruger?
Good morning.
Sir, this is 18 CF 5168. It is alleged that you have violated your probation by moving without getting permission, and that you committed the new law offense of refusal to submit to a BAL test on February 1st, 2020 in Orange County, Florida. Your bond, sir, is set at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're going to see Judge Whitehead in the next 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
Thank you.
Judge Whitehead,
Yes, sir.
I know, wasn't it another judge on my case, or I
Yeah, I'm not sure who's Division 12.
think it was Jennifer Harris.
Judge Harris. So Judge Harris is your actual trial judge, but Judge Whitehead does all the violation of probation arraignments here at the jail. So you'll see him first.
And there's no way I could I'm trying to get back to work, so there's
Yep,
no
so
way.
you need to have your lawyer file a bond motion with Judge Harris.
Okay, with Judge Harris.
Yes, sir.
Could that be before the 7 to 10 days?
It's
or-
possible it could. Yes, you need to get in contact with the public defender's office right away.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Tanya Vick.
Ms. Fick, you're here in 20 CF 2236. You were arrested for introducing contraband into a county facility. There is probable cause, Ms. Bush?
Your Honor, I want to be heard as to probable cause
Sure,
on
go
there.
ahead.
The facts within the affidavit do not establish that Ms. Vick brought anything into the county facility. We're asking that you not find probable cause as to that count.
And Your Honor, after multiple rereads, the state concurs.
Okay, just give me 1 second. You're right, Ms. Haling. Okay, so there's no probable cause.
Your Honor, the state would ask the court to ROR as to that charge. The syringe was introduced into evidence for destruction, Your Honor.
That's correct. Okay. Ms. Vick, you'll be released ROR as to that case, 20 CF 2236. You failed to appear for pretrial conference on January 8th of 2020. Your bond in that matter is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you if they were not previously appointed.
Nova Anderson bonded.
Okay?
Jelani Cox bonded.
Okay.
Jeffrey Carr bonded.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, sir. You are here for an out-of-county warrant from Columbia County related to resisting officer without violence and providing false ID to a law enforcement officer. Bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $1,000 on count 2. If you're unable to post that bond, sir, Columbia County will come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay.
All right? Thank you.
Arrest affidavit or something for that?
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Brian Mixon.
Mr. Mixon, you're here for an out-of-county warrant out of Osceola County related to petty theft. Your bond, sir, is set at none. Osceola County is going to come and pick you up. You'll see a judge when you get there. And I'm not going to take any action on the out-on-bond case.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Edmund Stone.
Mr. Stone, you were arrested in 20 MO 275 for open container. There's probable cause, sir. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Stone?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication of guilt, 4 days, 1 day credit time served, and court costs.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Stone, were you accepting the offer?
Yes, I am.
All right. Did you read the plea form, sir, this morning?
Did I what?
Did you read the plea form?
Yes, I did.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up?
No, I don't.
Are you on probation?
No, I'm not.
Do you understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, I do.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
All right, sir, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the county jail. You have credit for 1 day time served. You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by February 18th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing, sir. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Sarah Begent.
Ms. Begent, this is 20 MM 1299. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence. There's probable cause, sir. Ma'am, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Ms. Bush, was there an offer for Ms. Begent?
The offer would be an adjudication of guilt, Your Honor, 15 days. And I believe she has 2 days credit time served.
Did you say 15 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Begent, your bond is $500 or the state has offered 15 days.
You and the man have a moment?
Sure.
My concern is
Yeah, and then Ms. Beejan is going to accept the offer. She's going to plead no contest.
All right. Ms. Beejan, did you have a chance to read the plea form before court this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 15 days in the county jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You will have to pay, does she have 3 days?
Just two.
2, okay, to 2 days. You have to pay court costs. Those are due by February 18th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
And Your Honor, I apologize. The state is also going to ask for no return to the 7-Eleven at 1 North Roslyn Avenue and no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendant, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Beechen, did you hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that change your mind at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Sean Johnson, mental health.
All right, we'll reset Mr. Johnson. Ms. Bush, did you get those filing IDs?
Oddly enough, Ms. Haling pulled them up in Odyssey. Some of them have not populated in my system. I don't have access to Odyssey. However, I did see that one just populated, so Ms. Haling has found, I believe, that all of them have been filed, Your Honor.
Is that correct? Okay.
And in Vila, it was filed, the consolidated case was filed under the 636, is that correct? Under 2020 CF 636.
Okay, so that's where the information was filed?
Yes,
So
Your
I'm going
Honor.
to deny that, and then I'm going to grant,
Under 639.
639, okay. So 20 CF 636, I'm going to deny that. And then 20 CF 639, I'll grant that motion. And 20 CF 692, Mark Aman, I'm going to deny that motion. And 20 CF 548, Jose Vila, I'll deny that motion as well. All right, and then we will be in recess.